technology and e-procurement, how can it help reduce government corruption and
It
corruption in government?
It helps a lot in the sense that if the person put in place is responsible properly to make sure that technology helps. For example, with the aid of technology, you don't need to travel from here to London before you get what and negotiate effectively for item to be used. Because an item well procured is an item well produced, an item well sold. If wrong item going into production, what do you think will come out? Wrong result. Then it's not good. Therefore, technology has actually aided every aspect of work, not only in procurement. That is what it is. That's why today everybody is shouting AI, artificial intelligence. What does it promote? Is to reduce expenses of going to this. Also, with the technology, you can stay here in Nigeria and be communicating to outside the world. And you know, procurement involves a lot of communication. Because when you are negotiating, you'll be communicating. And if you are not taught the art and science of that aspect, you may negotiate your organization out or even yourself. That is what it is. So it's very, very much technology inclined.
Good day, sir.
Yes.
What are your plans to the institutes of young Nigerians like you?
The plan we have is so enormous. That is why I said before anybody get qualified, you have to travel to London. But today, it's a different ball game. Why we do that is to ensure that our people know what is good and what is right and how to go about asking questions of their resources. Where does it go to? For example, we talk of why AI and how can we reduce cost, because this one of the cardinal points of the institute or of the profession is cost reduction, and that is what we are meant for. We need to domesticate this in Nigeria so that our resources should not be spent or be used abnormally. Because if such is not contained, then we'll be borrowing more and more. And where does it go? You cannot trace it. That is why I said in procurement, we have procurement audit. Financial auditor cannot conduct procurement audit. If you do that, we call it blind audit. Why is it blind? Is this? If they tell you they represent this as computer set, and this is what they buy, and they use computer money to buy it, financial auditor may not know all those things as much. But in procurement, you dig it from origin of it. What do they signify they want? This is that what is supplied? 2. Then the user who applied for it, who requested for it, will be interviewed. Is this what you requested? Is what you requested supplied? Where will the financial audit? And there's a language the procurement use. Like say, if I said, as we are here now, I call a procurement person, say, go and bring item 08. Do none of you know what is item 08? So financial auditor doesn't know that when it comes to the practice of it. For example, if you go to the store, it is what the storeman show the financial man will believe on. Does he know what it is, how it was will come about. Then does he know how to ask? Why is it there? I give you a typical example. There's an organization. The nurses requested for white statron, and they bought white khaki. Then the nurses refused to request for those items. The auditor had been going there. He didn't know what it is and asked. And another one, when I was a storekeeper, a carton of coffee. You know, the one get hook, they hook it. Then the audit man come to audit. When he opened it, one was completely empty but still sealed. And he's asking me what happened to it. I said, ask the carton. Then when we were dragging during the dragging, and I said that I don't know why some people have hair they cannot make use of it. You are the one who opened the carton. You are asking me what happened. How do you see? Then the audit man, the chief auditor, pick offense. He said I speak foul language. He doesn't know what I did with this, and I was suspended from work. Then, so that they told me. So during the process, I hire a lawyer. The lawyer said, what do I say? That is what is called factory error. He said, oh, well, he said, this is a good case. We are dragging it. During the process now, the policeman now went to the overall head. He said, if you go ahead with this case, this guy will claim a lot of damage. So, precisely in one of the university, the vice chancellor now called me that, how does the thing happen? I said, I won't tell you until when the chief internal auditor tries to withdraw the query given to me and apologize. Otherwise, let's go ahead with the case. All right. Then he now said, so the day I was to tell the vice chancellor, the chief internal auditor that wrote this in, because he was there, the vice chancellor has proposed him. He is now looking that I'm junior to him. He doesn't want to write to withdraw the query and to apologize to me. The vice chancellor has to compel him, he has to do so. So when he now say done that, the vice chancellor now say, can I tell them what? I said, I don't want the internal auditor to be there, the chief internal auditor to be there. But if I and you on one-on-one, I said, I'll tell you what happened. So he now left. When he left, I said, that is what you call now my profession, factory error. Then he said, medical, he said, oh God, you are right. That there was a time they operate human being and they forgot a certain instrument inside. That then I now asked him, is there anybody above that has all perfection? He said, no, but I said, it's only God that has. So the chief auditor now requested that I should transfer to audit, so that when they are carrying out the audit function, I should be the one to aid them when it comes to the audit aspect. And I now say I don't want, because I didn't apply for audit job, but what I apply now, what I will employ this in. Then the vice chancellor now say a professional is a professional immediately. Say you are absolutely right. That's how they call me back with apology. Therefore, will financial auditor be able to do that, or any ordinary person call not be able to do that? So this is what it is.
Thanks for having us, sir.
Thank you. And I have a question for you people too. First, the Public Procurement Act, I don't know whether any of you have gone through it, made provision for council of the Bureau of Public Procurement, and media organization are one of the members of the council. But people are not making efforts to come up what why the council is not inaugurated. That is one. Two, I expected that you people should ask me why are we in the court with the Bureau of Public Procurement. But
why is the issue
in court, Bureau of Public Procurement, and why everybody are clamoring to do the job?
Why is everybody clamoring?
Yes, I expected you people to ask me this.
So we ask now.
Yes. When you look at the procurement, people are reading different meaning to it. They thought, since it's procurement, is where to make money for yourself. Whereas the ethics doesn't allow that. It's designated for the trained, certified procurement professional to do it. For example, if you are not a certified medical doctor, will you be able to operate human beings? Two, if you are not a chartered accountant, will you be able to carry out the job? If you are not an engineer, based on what aspect of engineering? Electrical, mechanical, building, and name it all. But engineers are now saying procurement is their job. Now, my question to that is it electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, or civil engineering, or building engineering? Maybe the same thing, quantity to wealth. That's why we now went to court to ask the group who has right owner to do the job. They should spell it out, because in that sector they call them a learned colleague. They are the most who is learned. They should explain to us what is this. Who has? Is there any profession that belongs to any G and Harris? If the answer is no, they should be able to tell us. This is why we now went to court, because the Bureau is saying is issuing out a certified procurement which they do. Is that what is promoting other profession? This is this. Because if this is allowed, tomorrow you see procurement medical doctor, procurement historian, procurement journalist. Where are we there? So this is so that's it.